Sure.
Are you at
Yeah, he doesn't.
all the time? I've seen you with all your support notifications.
See, I have that.
They got to turn it on.
I mean, that's the county. No, I mean, there's no one up. Not legal, that's all it does.
Got it at home. Was my doctor.
Go ahead. I ain't doing me no good. Got kids that have enough on it.
Daughter's having a big
Now, well,
daughter's having a big daughter's having a big deal.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Pierce County Board of Commissioners meeting, regular monthly meeting, Tuesday, December 6th, 2011, at 5:06 p.m. Jason, would you do the prayer and pledge?
Let's pray. Our Father, we thank you for the privilege once more to come before your throne of grace, Lord. Thank you for your blessings to us, even when we're careless for them, not as thankful for them as we should be. We acknowledge that everything that we have, everything that we are, and everything that we are to be is a gift from thee. We thank you, Lord, for this season of the year. We pray that you would bless us to keep that spirit in our hearts, that you did give your only begotten Son to be born of a virgin, and that he came to live and to dwell among us, and Lord, also to die for those that you have chosen. We ask you, Lord, that you would bless us now in this meeting this evening. We ask you to bless the commissioners with wisdom and with discernment to make the right decisions for the citizens of Pierce County. We ask you to forgive us where we fail. Lead us in a path that be pleasing in thy sight. Choose all our changes for us. For it is in the name of thy darling Son, Jesus, we pray these things for his sake. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated. I hear a motion that we approve the minutes from November 1st, 2011. So moved.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. All right, on our consent agenda, Commissioners Workshop, item 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I hear a motion that we accept these.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item number 7, discussion on the consolidation of Pierce County retirement plans. In know that we had a vote of 2-2. So we got to have a tiebreaker.
You don't have 5, so that will start over.
All right. I don't have none on my agenda for yours. Edward Jones, Gibbcore, ACCG.
Could you let me get?
Mr. Chairman, is there any difference in the way either one of them do? I mean, is there, how the plan runs? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairman, it's 401 A and 457 B, and they're two separate programs, and all we're doing is combining those with one company so that they can maximize the investments for the employees in their retirement programs. As far as we could tell, all three companies were offering the same services. They all three will combine those and look at the available investments that are out there to make sure that they maximize the effectiveness of the retirement program. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We have a representative from Edward Jones here.
Okay, all right.
The parameters of the plan are set by the IRS. You know, the plans are going to be very similar.
So that all three would be playing with the same rules.
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, we'll go with Edward Jones.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay, item number 8. Discussion from Mr. Al Ertel on Pierce County's insurance plan.
Good evening. I was asked by Mr. Christian to take a look at your employee health insurance program, and we did it on a four-pronged approach. A financial review, a plan design review, and a network analysis based upon what's available in this marketplace. This was all based upon the initial shock, if you will, United Healthcare coming in requesting a 20% increase in your current insurance program. Working with Dana and her folks, the United's renewal was originally at 28%. They got a reduction down to plus 20. And what we did was we took a look at it from a financial perspective. United's request was fair, but based upon the goal of coming up with a significant reduction in your cost of insurance, we went to the streets and took a look at what's available within the marketplace for this area. Again, looking at from a financial perspective, benefits, and network. And what was available in this market based upon those choices was potentially making a move to Blue Cross's PPO product. It would increase some of the changes that would be required for your approval. We'll be moving from a $1,000 deductible to a $3,000 deductible and a $3,000 out of pocket. How does that compare to where you are today? The United Healthcare program has a $1,000 deductible and an additional $4,000 out of pocket. So the overall increase in out of pockets is $1,000. And there's one other differential between the two programs, and that is the drug card. The United program has a $10 generic, $35 brand, and a $60 third tier. The Blue Cross Blue Shield program requires a $250 deductible and then a $20 generic, $35 brand, and $60 third tier. Now we have requested Blue Cross to come back. And on the sheet here, it says RX deductible removed. It should be RX deductible removal requested. They have not come back with the final on that piece of this. But we have a verbal that it would only cost an additional 1%. But the net savings, United Healthcare has refused to come off their renewing request of a plus 20%. So he has stayed with United Healthcare. The county's cost, and that's assuming that the county continues to pay 100% for employee-only premium and nothing for dependents. The county's cost would go from $729,362 to $875,235, assuming the current enrollment. Moving to the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, the county cost drops to $573,945, and that's just basing it upon the county paying 100% per employee for their coverage. This is a change, and one of the things from a healthcare perspective, all parties, whether it's employers, employees, and providers, are being required to give a little. In this situation, we do realize this recommendation does make some changes in both the county as well as employees and potential dependents. Questions?
This plan also includes a drug program.
Yes. Yeah, the drug card. That's one of the questions we requested Blue Cross to come back to eliminate that additional $250 deductible. Correct. It would not change your local representation. Dana and her folks, from what I understand, have done a tremendous job in working here. What some of the other recommendations that she has put forward that I strongly agree with is that as part of this change is do a very intensive education program. It is, anytime you're making a change in insurance, there's plans for improvement and to maximize what is being offered. And I think that as part of this change would be a requirement where folks would need to go through or at least attend an educational program to understand the program from day one going forward.
And Commissioners, in addition to Mr. Ertel's survey of what we're doing, we will be embarking upon a wellness program because after all of this study and all the things that Dana and Mr. Ertel have brought forth to the table during our discussions, one thing is very evident. The insurance programs across the nation are changing drastically and putting more emphasis on the employee has to be more responsible for their own health program. And that will be very evident in the training that we will be doing. The folks are coming up, will be coming to our facilities and first of all training our folks that will be handling the questions that the employees have. And then the second line of defense will of course be Dana and her staff. Dana will also be answering, as she has been in the past, any questions that that the employees have, and she will be working with them to help reduce their stress and the problems that they have filing their insurance claims if there are any. So there's been a lot of work put in on this. The criteria in the beginning was that Mr. Ertel was hired as a consultant to a neutral party to oversee our search for the best program for our employees. And if that could not be reached with our present broker, we would put it out to bid. Now what happened as a result of having Mr. Ertel's services is the fact that he and Dana have searched all of the companies available that could possibly bid on our program in this part of the state. So he has done what would have been done if we had put it out to bid as an independent person working for us. And so these are the programs they've come up with, and I think they're very, very well put together, and I highly recommend his recommendation to the board.
Yes, I have one question. If an employee needed to go, say, to Jacksonville or Savannah, some other location, would that be a problem?
One of the things with this product, it includes Blue Cross's national provider network, which would be nationwide. So the Jacksonville participating providers in Blue Cross's national PPO would be included in this program.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, we actually voting on tonight to move forward
Yes.
with their plan. We don't have a bottom number.
Yes, sir, we have a bottom number. Mr. Hertel, you want to give us some figures on that?
The county's cost, again, assuming the current enrollment here at 97 singles, 2 employee and spouse, one with children and 1 family member, it works out to $628,381. But the county's cost, based upon the county paying 100%, is $573,945. Now, that does include the $250 deductible on the drug card. The one piece is Blue Cross comes back and tells us they will do that.
It could be lower.
Worst case scenario, eliminating that, it will be 1.03% higher as far as the cost or the savings would be, from 155 closer to $148,000. And that's the only piece that doesn't lock this in.
So our savings now is somewhere around 155,000.
Yes. And if that we've requested Blue Cross to take that deductible out at no cost, or I should say, we're using some clout that we might be able to pull it off, but I can't guarantee that. So worst case scenario, if the 250 is eliminated, that savings drops from 155 to 147 and change.
All right, and if we didn't take this plan and we stayed with United, they've just quoted, the price they've just quoted, how much would that have been?
It would be 875 to 35.
So we're going from 8 something to 5 something.
And that is, United is not, United started at a 28% increase. That record, that 875 to 35 is a 20% increase from where you are current. With no plan changes, you're getting, there are some plan changes, but if you start at a price point that's 20% higher, to get to where Blue Cross is coming into play here, you'd have to look at something close to a $7,500 to a $10,000 deductible to get that kind of.
But our real savings would be 300.
Yeah, 290, yeah.
290
To
because
98.
United's gonna go up.
I was comparing it against where you are today.
Right.
For an apples to apples, going forward, compared to what United would be requiring, then the savings is close to
Right at $300,000.
Yeah, but that, to me, I mean, from my perspective, you are where you are today. I couldn't say take that increase. That's not a viable option in this market, especially based upon options that are available. And some of the other companies that we looked at, Mr. Christian mentioned some of the other companies. We looked at Aetna and Coventry. Aetna's having some pretty significant service issues right now, and the network is not complete, and Coventry is not moving. There isn't complete in this particular market, and there are some things in the benefit design that would put additional financial burdens on employees and family members to get to that price point.
So what we're wanting y'all to do tonight is to okay this, to move forward with it, because Dana will have to do a lot of work along with our staff to get this ready by January 1, so that we can have our insurance continue on where there won't be any breaks in it. So that's what we're asking for tonight.
We just got one insurance company.
Here's the thing, Frank, on that. When you take a Blue Cross Blue Shield product in the state of Georgia, now you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, or you or Dana, you're getting an ACCG product, because ACCG has an exclusive on Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance for government agencies in the state of Georgia. So they have a broker in other areas, just like we have a broker here. So if Dana is our broker, but we have a Blue Cross Blue Shield product, which is a ACCG product. Because the ACCG quoted it, they'd be quoting the same thing, because it's a standard ACCG product.
So if they got the exclusive rights, so it's basically would it be the same, we going through them or not?
It'd be the same thing.
The price point would be the same. What Mr. Christian was talking about was that Blue Cross has a marketing contract with ACCG. This product, this is when you decide to go with Blue Cross, would automatically go into the ACCG pool. So for pricing purposes, you're going to get the same exact price point with the same benefit options, if that makes sense.
Where I think our benefit is by going with Dana is because she's local. Just like Edward Jones Company is going to be able to service our retirement people on their retirement questions. Everybody knows that has worked with Dana. They can go into her office right down here by IGA, and she handles all of their problems, and along with our staff. So it's just a lot more convenient doing it this way.
Yeah, but our policy says 3 bids.
The policy on contracted services is a little bit different. It's left up to the discretion of the commissioners.
I'm just trying to do it right.
I'll make a motion, we move forward with what Mr. Al here brought to the board. Mr. Chairman?
Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
I was just trying to get, I mean, I've been out last month and just trying to get, and I apologize for being out, missing, but it's a lot to, it's a lot to catch up on in a few weeks. Insurance is not my expertise by any means. From what I'm hearing, it don't matter if it goes out for bid or not. We're getting the same price. I mean, we're gonna be getting this. It don't matter if we get 100 bids. We're gonna be, if we know we got to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Is that correct?
We can go with the other one, but it's gonna be
$290,000 more.
And that was the purpose of Mr. Ertel's services, is so that he can do that work, since it is contracted service, where he goes out and surveys and takes bids. He and Dana both took bids from all the companies. Now, this is something you gotta really grab a hold of here. They talk to all the companies that offer that insurance in our district. Are there other insurance companies in the United States? Of course there are, but they're not doing business here.
But he's got the best price. Price-wise, service-wise, we know Blue Cross Blue Shield.
If he didn't have the best price, we wouldn't be bringing it up tonight.
Right, but the Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know that that's the direction we've got to go.
That's right.
So it don't matter how many bids from him that you get from Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's all gonna be the same. Is that what we're?
The price point that Blue Cross comes up is based upon the characteristics of your group and the benefits you choose. So no matter what, is the characteristics, meaning the health concerns of the group, is really what's dictating the price point. And Blue Cross has heavily discounted the numbers based upon when you compare it to what United Healthcare is looking for.
Right.
And the United Healthcare renewal was fair.
And we're to a point now where a decision's got to be made because Dana's got a lot of work to do before.
That's correct.
If we switch to Blue Cross, if we stay with the other ones, you don't have that many.
Yeah, but we can't stay and
Yeah.
pay $390.
That's my.
So, but a decision needs to be reached tonight because she's got a lot of work to do.
That's
To
correct.
have to save $290,000.
That's correct, Commissioner.
I second. Go with Al's insurance plan.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
Say aye. Okay. All, motion carries. All right, discussion on bids received by McCall and Associates for furniture and carpet for the library. Okay, I think you have these numbers before you. Bids for furniture was M.S. Harris and Associates, was $333,000. Total Office Solutions was $334,000. $334,316.81. Event Business Interiors was $351,369.70. Corporate Environments was $332,765.94. That's on the furniture. And Rusty approves that we accept the Corporate Environment's bid on $332,765.94. Do I hear a motion we accept that bid?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask a question. Where were these bids submitted? I mean, who received these bid, options to bid on this here? Was it any local?
They all had reason to bid.
Were they given an opportunity?
Yes, sir. Listed in the paper. I know it's high. But it's actually cheaper than he thought it would be.
It's cheaper than we budgeted for it, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
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 Must be pretty standard. I mean, you have 4 bids there, and they all within 3%, 4%.
I think,
What you think, Ms. Margie?
I think Harrison Company is out of Jacksonville.
I think whoever you contract with, there should be a written agreement on if something happens to this carpet, that they will come back and correct the problem.
This is not carpet now, this is furniture.
I don't mean carpet, I mean, I'm sorry.
This is
The
carpet, too.
furniture.
You have the
If-
carpet.
No, carpet's on.
Oh,
If-
the next one?
Yeah.
Oh,
If we get this furniture,
I'm sorry.
and this, hopefully this furniture, this price covers everything that we're gonna need in that library, including the shelving and everything. And if there should be a contract and signed by them and whoever down at the library, if something goes wrong with the furniture within a certain length of time, that they will replace it. I know this can be done because I did it when I was in Atlanta with Bell South.
It's in that contract.
Huh?
It's in that contract.
Okay,
We'll just have to go back and look.
but it needs to be for a certain number of years.
Plus, I'm sure you have a warranty, don't you, Terry?
Okay, as long as it's got a warranty on it.
The
And they come put it together.
only thing we got, Rolls Royce furniture with a Volkswagen budget.
Maybe it'll last 20 years.
Maybe.
I hear a motion, we accept Corporate Environment's bid of $32,765.94.
332, Mr. Chairman.
332.
Yes, sir. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye. The ayes have it.
Nate,
All right. Item number 2 is the carpet. And on the next page, the thing is the carpet. Dixie contract is $36,990. And Acreage Commercial Interiors is $36,823. And I think Acreage is out of Atlanta. I think I remember that. And I'll hear a motion that we accept it.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. We just keep this thing rolling while we got them down there, Nick.
All right. Can I have a second? Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask again, are any of the local people, companies bid on this? Had an opportunity to bid?
As I say, it was in the local paper. That's where they got their bids from. Yes. In fact, this carpet's got something in it that nobody could do, but these companies, they didn't want to take that responsibility, I can tell you that. They know Margie would get on. All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Okay. Item number 10 is the multi-purpose building, the NFC and the library project. Consider approving the NFP and NFC library invoice. The amount of $122,017.65. The NFC multi-purpose facilities is $81,799.41, and the library grant is $34,500.70, and the library county's part is $5,717.54. What's that total, Ms. Lynn?
Well, it's supposed to be $122,017.65.
That's the total right there, the first one.
Yeah, the first. Okay.
Yes,
I can't read. $122,017.65. Do I hear a motion that we approve this payments?
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
Yes, sir. Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item number 11, discussion on appointing Tommy Logan to the Pierce County Industrial Development Authority Board. The term will run from January 1st, 2012 to December 31, 2016. Do we have any discussion?
I make a motion that we appoint him, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item number 12 is discussion on a resolution to submit a community home improvement investment program, CHIPS, application to obtain 2012 housing assistance funds in the amount of $306,000. Any discussion? I think it's a wonderful thing because it helps people that don't.
Or was I not here?
That is one of the
That is what-
Oh, there's 212, I'm sorry. Put my glasses back on.
it was another 13.
Commissioners, she and I have talked about this. She came into my office and we got discussing this program, commissioners. And Linda will be able to explain the way the program works if you don't already know how it works. And the chairman advised me that y'all had worked on this before. So with his help, we gave her approval to move forward, and so she's here to tell us what she's come up with.
There is a resolution that has to be executed by the local government that approves that this project be submitted to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs for review and funding. This one is going to be a dual type situation. You can do down payment assistance only, or you can do housing rehabilitation assistance only. And for Pierce County and the needs that we see and some folks that I've talked to, you need both activities within this grant, which is not a problem to do. We propose to, with the funding that's available, propose to rehabilitate 7 family owner-occupied units. They cannot be rental units or anything like that. They have to be stick-built housing. And 5 families that would receive down payment assistance that are currently renting in Pierce County to make them homeowners. There's a Georgia Dream program that is available to lower income families in the state of Georgia to be able to get assistance plus the down payment that they get through this to be able to afford to buy a new home at a reasonable cost. The application is for $306,000. It will be done over a 24-month period. They told us at the workshop that they would be awarding these things in mid-March of next year. If they award them in mid-March, it will probably be June before they actually give out the money to make the official awards at a workshop. So you're in the middle of next year before we can actually do anything because of the process that this goes through. I have been talking with Lynn Platt. I'm sure that most of you know her. She works with a company called Totally Free that does buyer education, buyer counseling, and those types of things. And the reason that we came up with the 5 people for down payment assistance, those have basically been identified. These are people who have already been through home buyer education and one-on-one counseling. 4 of the 5 have already been pre-approved for a loan. So it would be a good thing to be able to do down payment assistance in Pierce County. Like I say, the project runs from whenever the funding will be, and that would be at the award stage. So it will probably be mid-June for 2 years. In that time, the housing rehabilitation portion of it is, and we like for people to understand that this is to bring a home up to a standard. It's not to go in there and you know, if you've got paneling in your den and you decide, well, I don't really want paneling, I want sheetrock and I want it painted, that's not an eligible. There's nothing wrong with the sheetrock. That's
You
not
got
what,
guidelines and all good.
that's exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And we just want people to understand that roofs, ceilings, floors, windows, doors, heating systems, plumbing, and electrical. It's not to make a house beautiful, it's to bring a house up to standard.
Right.
And most of the times the houses look very good when we're through with them.
Right.
But, and you can definitely tell a lot of difference. But we just like to make sure that people understand going in.
Pretty much make them energy efficient.
Make them energy efficient, make them decent, safe, and sanitary, and affordable.
Right.
You know, a lot of these folks just don't have the income to go down and borrow this type of money to be able to get their houses fixed, number 1. And number 2, they're not used to dealing with contractors. I have seen so many people over the years. I've been doing this for 28 years. And I have seen so many people get ripped off by fly-by-night contractors and people that, you know, they go in and do half the work and don't finish. And they've
So
already
you
paid.
oversee the project?
We oversee it from beginning to end.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a staff person who works for me who has been doing housing through CHIP and CDBG for over 10 years. We also do certified lead testing. We test for lead-based paint. I'm a certified lead firm, and he is a certified inspector, risk assessor, and clearance guy. So when we do a house that was built before 1978, we don't have to wait and deal with somebody outside to do the inspections. We do them in-house, which makes the projects run a lot faster. Some of these folks will not be required to put in any money. Some of them will. And this is based strictly on income.
So once the money is approved and sent here, when the money goes to y'all, it can come here again,
What happens is,
just for everybody to know.
okay, what happens is if we get an eligible client, either for housing rehab or down payment assistance, we have to set up what is called a setup that tells them exactly everything that's going to happen, how much money that we're going to be requesting, provide them with all the environmental information, any lead that's necessary. We send all that to the state, and they approve that setup. The contractor, the homeowner can negotiate with the contractor. We do not bid contracts. We found out that that is the worst thing that you could ever do. And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. You got 4 guys bidding on a project, and you know, one will lowball eventually, and then he comes in and he wants 9 change orders. And by the time you get through with the project, he's got more money in it than the guy that put the bridge and we bid it a little higher. We do a work write-up on each individual house. It's a line item by room, by exterior and interior, on a system called SpecRite. SpecRite provides us with an estimated cost amount that's going to cost to rehabilitate a house. So when we get our work write-up, the homeowner selects a contractor, then we give him a blank work write-up, and he gives us a bid. His bid has to be within 10% high or low of our original cost estimate, and that's how we do it. We have contractors that have been working through this program since I began, and that, like I say, that was 28 years ago. They have to be qualified. They have to carry certain types of insurance. They have to be bonded. They have to do all lots of things. And, you know, we check them from top to bottom. Anybody that's in Pierce County or Ware County or surrounding counties that wants to participate, we'll put an ad in the newspaper. They have to send us an application, plus financial statements, and people that we can call to check their credit. Because I don't want a contractor to come in and somebody put liens against him because he can't pay his bills.
Right.
So we watch this program very, very closely. And it's a good program. You say, well, you're only going to benefit, what, 12 people with $306,000, but that's, most of these houses usually run anywhere from 12 to 15. If it's got lead, they may run 20, 25. And it's based on severity of need.
Right.
And we don't leave one structurally unsound.
Good.
So, like I say, it's a very good program. I was also asked to provide you with some information about financing, about your commitment to this project. We have asked the county, the state likes to see the county, our city, have a little bit of skin in the game. So we have asked the county if they would waive permitting fees, not the permit themselves, but the permitting fees. And we anticipate for 7 houses, that would be $1,715. You're also required to pay an application fee, which has never happened before, but state says they don't have any money, so somebody's got to come up with it. And the application fee is $250. The grant does not get funded, you do not get reimbursement on the $250. And so that would be a total of $1,965. $1,965 commitment.
That's commitment.
From you guys. And that's strictly on the housing rehab side for the permits for that.
Right.
Actually, out of pocket expenses.
We'll get $306,000.
Yeah, that's at least,
Pretty good trade.
it's gonna stimulate the local economy when they
Well,
start the building.
it's people that can't afford to get it done.
That's right.
And
I don't
it
have
puts
a problem
people in
with
a
that.
good position. Some people you'll never make happy. I don't care what you do for them. You've
Yeah,
seen
right.
those. But 99% of the people that we deal with, they know going in what's going to be done because they walk through the house when we do a work write-up or when Roy goes in and inspects the house the first time. The homeowner goes with him. Sometimes we find very unusual things that we didn't know was there when we got there because they'll have a piece of furniture sitting over a hole in the floor. You don't know that it's there. They don't tell you that it's there. So he tries very hard to explain every malfunction that's in the house. And he bases So they're very aware of what needs to be done. And then he says, okay, what's your wish list? And, you know, of course, like I say, he tells them certain things they can and cannot do. And then based on whatever we come up with is, you know, some of them will have to go to the bank and borrow money or have some kind of cash injection. But usually it's not a whole lot. USDA also has a program where they assist people that are 62 years or older with some grant funds to make the house safe. Like if the floors are bad or the air
Rails or
heat.
something like that
Right.
on the street.
Right.
Yeah, come in
And
like
so
that.
they come in and they do an inspection. And if the person qualifies, of course, now they have a waiting list right now because they have not received their allocation this year.
Is that part of the CHIP program?
It is not part of the CHIP program, but we run it. They're very well aware of us, and we've worked with USDA very closely in the past, even through really low interest loans to some of these folks and their grants. So, any other questions?
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hear a motion, we accept this CHIPS program.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Okay, item number 13. Is alcohol and drug testing policy for MIDS. Since we voted MIDS to take over Pierce Transit, I don't know why we coming up with this now.
Well, Lynn, do you want to explain that?
It's the same drug testing program that's mandated by the federal state program that every county has to have a drug testing and alcohol testing policy in place. It's the same thing that Pierce Transit signed with Department of Transportation every year that they've been in practice here. It's the same policy. It's just it has to have MIDS, list of doctors that they go see if they have problems, their, who they report any kind of problems to, which would be Mr. Danny Saturday, since he's the operation manager. Instead of them reporting anything, any kind of testing that we do to Angie, it now goes to MIDS. And it's the same policy that Pierce Transit signs every year. It just goes to MIDS and has MIDS people in place. They're administrative, they're drug counseling people, they're people that do the testing. Their tests are sent to LabCorp, and we send them to Satilla Convenient Care. They go to LabCorp to have their drug tested now. But it's the same thing they've been signing every year. It just has different administrative people and different medical referrals on it.
All the agreements have to be, ours have to be canceled, theirs has to be, it has to put in there.
I'm okay with it, but we just got rid of transit, so why should we be paying?
We're not paying.
We're not paying anything.
We're not paying anything. This is just putting the alcohol, drug and alcohol program
It's
in
just their
bids.
policy, just like we
They
have,
listed
Pierce
out.
County has a policy.
Okay, I don't wanna sign a check with that on it.
You won't see it.
Okay,
So, you know.
I hear a motion that we
I
accept
make
this.
the motion.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. All right, we need to discuss holding a executive session, possibly Friday morning at 8 o'clock. Is everybody gonna be here?
What about now? We got time to do it now?
No, we got to go at 6 o'clock. We got to
Is it on real estate?
do real estate. No. Personnel.
I would like to, make a motion that we go into executive session to handle real estate, and it won't take 2 minutes. And then we can handle the other one Friday. This, real estate issues come up, and we'll not talk about it for just a minute, if that's pleasable with the board.
Fine with me.
putting that into a motion?
Yes, sir.
Got a
Second.
All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.